Welcome to Most Haunted. People usually associate ghosts with old buildings, castles and graveyards, but you'd be amazed at just how many strange places ghost sightings are reported. And one such place is here, an old disused underground station in London, and it's called Aldwych.
There are 40 abandoned stations on the underground network, and Aldwych is the most intriguing of them all. The station was built in 1907 and was known then as the Strand, as it was built on the site of the old Royal Strand Theatre. It's said the ghost of a young actress has been seen on many occasions. Maybe she refuses to take her last curtain call. The Strand, or Aldwych as it was known later, was closed for most of World War II and used as an air raid shelter. It became a second home to many Londoners of all classes and ages, sheltering each night from the bombs and destruction above. Given the strong associations with the Second World War, we thought this would be the ideal location to conduct a time slip experiment. Some experts in the paranormal field believe that surrounding yourselves with the costumes and artifacts of a particular period can induce time itself to replay. By spending 24 hours in the tunnels of the London Underground, we hope to experience some kind of paranormal activity. Are there any souls still present believing that the war never ended? Will we meet the lady who walks the platforms, or would the dark, claustrophobic tunnels get the better of us?
To help us with our 24-hour vigil here at the London Underground, we've enlisted, of course, our usual members of the crew. There they all are.
Don't look good over there.
Got Mark on camera. And Martin there, who's never scared even of the dark, are you, Martin?
Never.
And not only do we have the motley crew, but we also have the help of our usual experts. Jason, I know you think it's a little bit strange that I made you wear this outfit, but I have heard that if you wear uniforms, costumes from the past, it can entice paranormal activity.
Well, it's not that difficult, obviously. It's great fun, and I think if you look at the histories and studies that have been taken place of places where people reenact the past, like manor houses where they have Tudor reenactments, etc., you do get a lot of alleged paranormal phenomena happening when people are in fancy dress and people are reenacting the past. So it might, if you believe in ghosts, make something more happen.
Apart from that, I think it's good fun anyway. Now, Jason, you normally bring the EMF reader with you, don't you, and other bits of equipment, but you're not going to be using any of those tonight, are you?
Well, no, there's a lot of natural electric energy around here because of the electricity in the tunnels which power the trains, so we won't be able to detect any unusual fluctuations.
Now, we've caught things like orbs, and we know that they're connected with haunted places. Do you think that maybe we might catch anything here tonight? Not just orbs, but any paranormal activity, because it seems very sort of cold and empty.
I think what's more likely to happen here is that people will just become irrationally scared because of the dark, because it's cold, and because of the rats.
Oh.
There's actually rats here. They'll be scurrying around our feet, I'm sure, later on, so if you do feel something happening, it won't be a ghost, it'll be a rat.
I'm not happy about that. So did you all know that?
Jason was laughing now, but the fear was to get to him before anyone else. We had our usual crew with us, but we needed the help of our spiritualist medium, Derek Akora, who would be arriving later. All of us got the feeling we were going to need all the help we could get in trying to find any supposed ghosts.
We've been down numerous tunnels, we've got new guys with you, they do get a bit worried, you get nervous and edgy, they get nervous, and as soon as they hear anything, that's it, and they just don't know what's in front of them, and also they don't know what's behind them. We've been down tunnels, and we know all the systems off, the juice is off, and you get icy cold blasts of winds, there's various sounds, wind changes down there, you get warm blasts of wind, cold blasts, it just gets things like that. Different noises, a bit eerie at times. The drivers of the train were asked to stay for the night, but for some reason they weren't very happy about the idea and got a bit spooked by it and said no, really. Yeah, I believe in ghosts.
This is the eeriest place I think I've ever been to. It's just so quiet and hardly anybody ever comes here anymore. If you imagine what it must have been like during World War II when the air raid went off and everybody rushed down here to get to the platform and to feel safe. But I think another reason why I feel very frightened is because it's so dark. It's very, very cold and very, very quiet. And this is the very platform where the supposed ghost of the actress is said to walk. In 1907, the Strand station was opened. But strangely enough, it was never very popular with the public. And within 10 years, the Eastern Tunnel, that's the one I'm standing on now, was closed down and fell into disuse. Now, out of all the tunnels that we're visiting tonight, this one in particular has an incredibly weird feel to it. And a lot of cold spots have been reported here and very eerie feelings.
Before we started our investigation, we had to get a few things straight. This was to be one of the most dangerous places we were to spend the night, and safety was paramount.
I don't know which tunnel we want to go down. We want to go down all of them, don't we?
Yeah, we've got problems with actually walking on rails.
Yeah, even though there's no electricity, we can't walk on the rails. We've got to be very careful about that. And I think what we may do, if everybody's happy with that, is to split up into small groups.
I mean, let's face it, we're going to be wandering through the tunnels of the London Underground. I mean,
People will think they experience things here because it's the irrational fear of the dark. But here, rather than having the moon and perhaps a street light, we've got absolute, complete pitch darkness without our torches, and that will instill a lot of fear.
gonna be great.
Do you know the most frightening thing is that Barry is going to be looking us in?
No, he's giving me the key.
Well done! He said we're going to be locking you in, and he said, is that all right? And I went,
Darkness without our torches, and that will instill a lot of fear.
Gonna be great.
do you know the most frightening thing is that Barry is going to be looking us in?
No, he's giving me the key.
Well done! He said we're going to be locking you in, and he said, is that all right? And I went, yeah. And I thought,
What happens as well if there's an emergency?
Yeah.
You know, we can't get out.
I have heard a story that this station we know was built on the site of a theatre. The theatre was actually demolished to make way for the station. Construction started in 1898, the actual station being opened in 1907. Allegedly, in those days, each theatre had its own leading lady, and the actress of the day objected most strongly to the theatre being demolished. And one assumes that this is now the young lady who has still got a presence here. But I'm very much hoping that this activity will prove the point one way or the other. And it will be very interesting to see the results that it particularly is obtained from your medium.
Well, the story has it that the actress, who's the main ghost here that people have sensed, is actually angry because her theatre, her world, if you like, was destroyed and demolished to the ground in order that this station be built. So the reason she's haunting here and lingering here is through anger and through anguish that something she loves so much has been destroyed.
I've heard that over the years, occasionally there has been this presence, even before the station was closed. Because in latter years, this line had a checkered history, was only open during peak hours, for example, before it was finally closed in 1994. This station does have some paranormal activity. It allegedly manifests itself by a drop in temperature, and one doesn't see anything, but one feels a presence.
Having had no idea where he was being brought to, our spiritualist medium Derek Acorah had eventually arrived.
I've experienced a little bit of what we call activity at the back of me. I'm picking up at quite a little bit of residual stuff as well. I'm hoping for possibly 3 different individual link-ups, spiritually, rather than the residual energy. I'm very optimistic. I believe that there's going to be quite probably a lot of activity from a couple of individuals that I feel are resident down here, resident spirit people. And I've already got the inclinations of both a male and a female. In actual fact, I pick up 2 females psychically and 1 male.
No, she's been fine. Hiya, Patrick. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh no, Cat, I'm with you in a minute. Hey, Patrick. Oh. No. Wow. The starter cables I bought didn't fit. I had to put them the way around and had to reverse them. Because the way the SSD drives mount, yeah, they've got to have 90-degree connectors on them because the power supply's in the way. So it's like, that's what I was saying, whoever's designed this fucking case needs a fucking hammer to the head. Hey, Kit Kat! You're holding soap. Ready for some dinner, aren't you? I'm doing it now. You want some treats? Want your treats? Yeah? Want some treats? Come on, it's like sour or crap. Come on, you fucker. Yeah, it's not your one. Is this yours? The big one, that. There's a fat one in the packet. Pushing the scissors in the front of the game. Come out. Come on. Yeah. You're hungry, aren't you? There's a big bit. That's it. That's it. All done. Good girl. Oh dear. Why do I build stupid computers? Hey? I mean, guess what? If I've wired it wrong, it's like another 2 hours to fucking rewire it if that LED switch thing don't work. I better carry on, otherwise I'm not going to have a fucking computer tonight. Even though I don't like firing that big.
The funny freaking thing is, when I went to my appointment before, she went, "Yep, again." It's like, because this has been like nearly every week. Gassy going, yeah, he burps a lot. And because it was only, so it was supposed to be a 5-month appointment thing that was put in place. When I get my ears done, ears syringed, but this was microsuction that I have to have because my ears are so small and narrow. It's very hard for a normal syringe to get the wax out of the ears. So I have now every 4 to 5 months to get them cleaned out and whatnot. And because they've been sending me appointments to the hospital for that suction, and I've already had it done in the week before. But there were wax in it, so they were clean there and there anyway. But she said, when you do get an appointment through, yeah, no, I at the moment with mine, I'm getting, even though they're clear now, I'm getting tingly feel, and they do itch. So she said there's a cream that I can put to stop it. But if it's Savlon, that if I put Savlon on, it'll be a bit harsh for it. So she gave me advice on that, so that's good. But she went, "Yeah, again, that's like nearly every week," she said. She said, "If you get another appointment come through, tell him to bugger off." I was like, "Okay, I will." But yeah, I have to have my ears done. But yeah, they do get a bit itchy. Yes, I totally agree on that one. So I'm a little bit knackerdona. I absolutely am knackered. Oh, and I have idea. Yeah. But I'm not going to say anything. No, certain people That makes sense, yeah. So I had my ears done. I still have hearing loss, obviously. That's not going to come back, unfortunately. Yeah, my ears are weird, apparently, so...
And if I'm correct in my psychic assumption, I feel that at least 2 of these, possibly the 2 females, have been here for long standing of time.
Being dark, of course, we're all frightened of the dark. It comes down to an irrational fear of not knowing what's around us, and so that's going to have some effect here. I think also we may sort of feel generally depressed because of the sort of wartime remembrances and history which is attached to the place, so that will affect people. Whether it's ghostly or whether it's psychosomatic, I may question.
Now then, what do you think of this place then, eh, Derek?
Well, this is different a bit, isn't it? It really is. I mean, it's quite stunning, really. There's energy, most definitely energy, residual energy. I'm also being made aware of a lady who comes here.
Yeah.
And what I feel about her is that this is the way she puts the feelings on me now.
Mm-hmm.
As if, there she is, she's 10 characters, not 1. People who've been down here in the physical, living people at times, have run out of here scared because of this lady. Because she walks, and she comes along the tracks, and she says, "Can they see me? Can they see me?" And they're cleaning away. "Oh my God!" And they run like this. And I pick up all it, because she's reenacting this with me.
Have these cleaners actually seen this ghost?
Yes. Her first name, Sam says, Margaret.
Margaret. Do you know when this is? How long ago are we talking?
Oh, gosh. I feel, it must be way back, because I feel like the station's not here.
Right.
It's not here. It's going back. There's another lady who she's talking to Sam about. She's the old lady who's white of hair. She's elderly. And she lost her life further on. But,
do you want to walk further
yes,
on?
please, could we? Because I feel as if we want to go further. There's nothing at all, as I'm walking this atmosphere, there's nothing of what we call negative feeling. Do you not sense, like, a portion of people, a lot of people, all huddled together? And it's like, I want to go back to the Second World War time and what have you, and I feel there was bundles of people, massing, men, women, children, all coming and lying and trying to be safe from the bombings. And there's the little lady, who's the white-haired
The older
elderly lady.
lady.
She saved a man in other tunnels, and you know, had she not gone and touched the man across his head to bless him, a few minutes later, he could have died and walloped with voltage in his body, but by her touching him, she put that spiritual protection, and he didn't pass at that time. You know, this old lady passed many, many years before. You know how she passed? She fell onto the lines.
What's her name, Derek?
Give me the name, please. She didn't want him to suffer the same fate. So she come in protection and did this to him.
So she, basically, you're saying, when you say the same fate, you mean she was electrocuted?
Yes, she was. What's her name? I'll just check.
Sorry.
I'm pressing you.
Okay, don't do that to my chest. Alice. Alice Humphreys. Humphrey. Alice Humphreys. She's a real Cockney sparrow.
When you were talking and saying that she saved somebody down the track, do you mean at a different station?
Yes.
And
Come
do you
on.
know what
But
station?
she comes here. She
Why
comes
is she
right
coming
along.
here?
I don't know. There must be a connection with this other one. See if you can get hold of the name, please, Sam. It's most important. Please, try your best. Come on, I'll be your mate. Say it again. Come on, you're getting it through. Aldgate. 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 Aldgate? Aldgate. The connection. That's the connection. Thank you. The man who was saved, linked with Aldgate, actually worked here. But she saved him there for him to come back and work here. And his connection, he comes back now and again and goes through the thankfulness of him being saved.
Can I just clarify what you're saying? You're saying that somebody almost met their death at
Yes.
Aldgate Station.
Yes.
A woman and ghost, or a woman
An
person.
elderly lady. She
As a
was
person?
a spirit.
She was a ghost at the time.
Yes.
A ghost helped him, and he
Yes.
came back and continued his living job at this station.
Yes.
Connected to the London Underground service.
Yes, that's the way it was described to him. And you see, he was ready in a position of falling. And she came
She saved him.
and did this and stopped him. His hands like this. Okay. Oh, thank you. She was seen doing it on a number of occasions. The vision was seen by people who were either cleaning or and they absolutely bolted.
What, of the old lady
Yes, doing this
to
with the
various
hands.
people?
Yes.
Was that here or at Aldgate?
I'm not sure. It's either here or Aldgate. I feel it will be Aldgate. But because of them, I couldn't understand it. Because of the man's connection here.
With here.
This is why it's coming in the residual energy. Yeah. There are many things that have actually been experienced here in sounds, according to Sam. And the lovely actress named Margaret, she's behind a lot of it.
For my job, to make my job easier, with
Yes.
respect to Sam, Margaret is an extremely common name.
I
particularly
would
in
understand that,
theatres.
yes.
So it's going to be very hard for us to try and locate whoever this is. So if we can have any kind of information that would
Okay.
sort of take the group down a
Okay.
little bit.
I'm trying. Believe me,
know.
I'm
Should we
trying. Can we just want a name
this
come
way?
and
See
say?
if it comes to you.
Okay.
Even though Derek had already picked up on the actress that is said to haunt the platform, we needed more information.
Jason? I got Margaret.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it's been given to me as Estelle. I feel that could be the middle name because on top of that, it sounded like Margaret, Estelle, sounded like Bryce.
Okay.
Or Bright. It's one of those three names together.
Right, keep walking down here then, maybe.
I'm aware that there's also a man He gives me the name, Sam gave me the name very clearly. Called him Tom. Well known, very thin man. Quite tall, actually. And he used to take care of something to do with the rails, lines, and what have you. And he often walks up and down, up and down. Now, he has got a way about him that's neither bad nor good. In other words, when he was in the physical, his personality trait was he'd stand no nonsense. He was a person that, and when he was working, always had a gruff-looking, unhappy face. Very, very, very thin face. You know, cheekbones, very prominent. That's the way I feel drawn with him. Gaunt. And if you looked at you, you'd think, oof. And when he's walked here, he is actually, his outline, according to Sam, has been seen on a number of occasions. A number.
That's interesting.
But what he does when he walks through, he makes sure that he is not fully seen. Spirit body.
Why does he do that if he walks?
Because he just, I feel he just, he wasn't happy when he was here. He wasn't, he worked long, hard hours, and I feel would have passed over to the world of spirit in his early 50s, maybe just got over the big 5-0. And he's held resentment, maybe to his governors, his workers, maybe. I get the feelings of resentment with him in this ether, in this atmosphere. And I feel it was like whenever he saw people, when he was walking and whatever, he'd look at them and he'd, like this. But he purposely, I feel the reason why he's not shown himself full spirit body is because of fear, as stupid as it may sound, that someone would recognise who he was. So he kept himself cloaked, but enough for people to be, you know, the hair on the back of the head to notice the presence.
When you say people have seen him,
yes,
who are those people, do you think?
They would be people that were, I feel, passengers, people also that actually worked down here, and I feel it was them who he was trying to not show himself for fear of being recognised. Okay, this man, long, you know, to his hair, unkempt, and long pieces here.
Next, big side,
yes.
bushy sideburns.
Yes. And I feel he would have had Polish background.
Gosh, that's interesting.
Polish background. He comes from Poland.
Do you know roughly sort of when this was? I mean, if he's a spirit that's been seen, and if he had a connection with working here when he was sentient.
Yes.
When was that?
Sorry, I'm
living.
Thank you.
Alive.
Sentient. It's a very posh word for me.
I get a twofold thing with this. I get it well before the Second World War.
Right.
With
How
this
long
person.
before?
I feel a strong probability to maybe 50 or 60 years before that period of time.
So we're talking 1880s?
Around that time, yeah. And he was, I feel he was a guzzler of ale, this person. I mean, really liked, you know, more times than enough when he was here physically and whatever, and he was conducting his work, he was...
It's pretty dangerous if he's on the electric.
Yeah.
Honestly, worse for tear, okay? He'd be...
How did he lose
And he
his
had
life?
a light.
Yeah, how did he
How
die?
did he die?
How did he die, Sam? How did he die? Yes. He had a seizure down here.
And it just went.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it at all. Are we happy to turn the lights off?
Honestly, I'm very happy.
I know
Can we
you're
go?
happy. You're all right.
Let's ask them. So come on, we're here. Show us action.
Jason, I'm not sure whether you'd like me to say this on camera, but you're not that happy about it.
No, I'm not that happy, but I don't think it's anything to do with ghosts. I just
No.
think it's extremely quiet down here. We've been down here all day. It's a very depressing environment, and I don't think that's anything other than
You've been a bit depressed
psychosomatic.
today.
I've been quiet.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, let's turn the lights off then. I really am not happy about it one bit. I'm not.
Oh, well, come on.
My suggestion of splitting into small groups didn't go down too well with the crew, and after a lengthy discussion, it was decided that we were all to stick together. But before we set off down the tunnels, Stuart, our rigger, had developed a motion detector that he'd set up along the platform where the actress is said to walk. This would give us a clear indication of any activity along the entire length of the station platform. We were almost ready to go, and it was at this point that Derek made a startling and unnerving announcement.
I just feel from what I've just been given, something I can't quite believe what Sam has said, that it's going to be opened up down there. Now, I feel if it is opened up from the short quest that I've got, it'll throw everything, religion, what people think of religion, it'll throw spirit links into upside down, because I just can't believe what I've just seen, what I've just been shown. I was told when we go down to the levels that the true inhabitants of the levels down there.
I mean, he's gone on me. Wax, build up, get itchy. Oh. Gassy Gary? What? That was a burpee.
Yes.
Sorry. Fucking hell. You know, it looks like there's loads of room in that case. There's none. It's all gone. All of it.
Crazy?
Touch fucking wood, it all works. There's no hard drive like now, I disconnected it. I had to do it, I had to disconnect that to get the LED switch to work. I had to replace it with that. Oh, you want your dinner, don't you? I'm coming now, hang on. Let's get you a dinner. What dinner do you want?
Drove up on the levels and spent the time down here. And those people took on forms after periods of time of levels from the lowest part of the world of spirit, and they crept round those catacombs. Now, Sam said to me, yes, to a degree, this did happen. It is another thing whether them taking long, because they crouched down after a period of time and shuffled about like this. And grew hair to certain sections of the body.
You're hungry, aren't you?
That I don't know how many years for this to.
So basically you're saying beware because we might.
Yes, because I feel that as we go down into the atmosphere, we could hear scurrying. It could come to all our ears. No.
Yes.
Okay.
Scurrying, it will be rats.
If we hear scurrying, if one of these subterraneans, as called here now, happens to come past us, we'll know about it. Because our energy field, our energy level, our life force, our auric field will be touched upon.
It will be dark, we won't be able to see things around us, there will be rats which will make scurrying noises. If it's dark and we hear scurrying, and you've suggested to us that it's something other than rats.
There you go, big day.
No, I'm not going to say anything. Would you ask me to talk about it?
I know I did, but what suggestion has been placed now? So if you do scurrying, it will be rats. I don't want you to be scared.
Yeah, let's go down.
That's very good.
Oh, fuck her duck.
If one of them is willing to do this, it'll put everything on its head.
I'm looking forward to it. I'll see some terrain.
4 more wires to go.
As we set off through the dark tunnels, Derek tells us he's received
But
more information
them
from
4
his
wires go
Sam
into a
on the
fan hub
subject
control
of
system.
subterraneans.
Old timers that lived with
So it's more than 4 wires.
taverns, okay, was
I
that
just about managed to squeeze it all in.
a lot of these older
Those fans only just fitted.
made them stoop because of no sunlight, and made them stoop into postures that made them look as if they were animal form and animal life. Not the younger ones, because they were young, born down here. There was like
They had to put the USB splitter on it though.
communities of them, so they all would
It's a good job they had one of them in stock, innit?
each other at certain
And,
times.
you know, I had them control boxes. And some have got wires, some haven't got wires, and you know, it's all mismatched. I had a brand spanking new one in the box in the back bedroom, a black one.
Mass en masse, either plague or at a time of plague, and it wiped them all out. It wiped them out. But there was a small nation of them. It built up over the years, and there was a small nation. So that side of it is not.
I need to park my arse for a minute. I need fat arse. Oh, that's better. Oh.
Keep an eye on Jason from now on, and you'll see that he, out of all of us, is really finding it hard to keep his fear under wraps.
I just want to just know what it's like to be down here. Just turn your torches off. Turn your torch off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. If you look behind you, just look at this. What?
Gonna do your daily scratch.
Yeah.
Shh, don't move.
Where are they?
They're on.
Oh, there he is. You got tweezers? No.
No. Don't know what happened to them.
I'm only 69. Good luck today. Forgotten the score. Was it 3-2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's you.
Hmm.
Okay, Money Spider. Spider to win.
Everything.
Yeah. Symbol hunting. My symbols. Window. Window.
Oh, you got a you've won then. You've definitely won. You got 2 windows.
Oh.
Go on. Oh. Window. Keep going. It's a win. It's an automatic win all, I think. No, a chest.
And another window.
You got 4 windows. Nearly a win all. Well done. Winning symbol is a window.
I won!
You've won 4 times. Well, what is it? But it's a quid.
1,
2,
3,
4.
4. £4.
Well done.
Awesome!
3 all.
3 all.
You won 4 quid. Right, come on, Lucky 69. What the hell's that?
A roll.
A wallet.
A wallet. Oh.
No. A plant pot.
Plant pot. A safe. And a cupboard. Shed.
I lose 3 all. 3 all. 3 all. Well done. Hey, well done to you winning 4 quid on 1. That's it. That's a good win.
I had a feeling with these.
Yeah. Well
And that's
done.
all they had.
And that's the first time we've ever won on that ticket.
Yes. Awesome.
Well done, huh? I want my money back. You won 4 quid. Nice one.
Awesome.
Did you have any change left today?
Yes.
A little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Well, you put it towards that. I'll pay for your sweets at the weekend. You have to win some more now. 3 all, eh?
Yep, 3 all.
Yeah, is that alright, that? £4. Right. Hey, kitty. Okay. With your dinner. Eat your dinner. Bet she hasn't. Sorry I can't watch you. Oh, I'm not firing up that big computer just for that.
No.
Even though I'm going to have to
to.
fire it up tomorrow anyway, because I've got to get it on Windows 11.
Mm. Well, at least the only thing that I need you to check on is that site.
I'll sort that out after.
I'm having. Okay.
I memorised the shapes. I don't look at the thingy. Yeah. Crazy. Is that bit? Is that the bit you're looking for there?
Mm-hmm.
And then that bit's not up there now.
Yeah.
Nearly done it. You get in there. Yeah. That was just a piece of flipped over. No. Yeah, there.
I don't know where that one goes. I'll leave that aside for a minute. Wheel. I wondered what the time was.
Oh, I passed. Just gone. I'm still nowhere near done.
I was afraid that cat was going to follow me home. Friendly little fella. I think it's a woman, actually. A little lady.
Weird, that piece.
They're all strange.
There. That's that bit. Nope. 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 No. Fucking hell. I suppose we better carry on. I've got mountain more fucking work to do. Yeah.
Ow, 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 ow.
Can you talk, Tom? Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look behind you. Just nothing there. What? Oh my god, listen, listen. Listen. Shh, don't move. I think that was my own echo. Was it? No, it was not. What was it? It's like I've heard something. Angle, what was it? Somebody was. Shh. It's like murmuring, isn't it? No, I can hear it. Shh.
Yeah, it's our echo. It's our echo. Yeah.
Sorry. How stupid, are we?
Very.
Jason,
The further we walked into the tunnel, the more nervous we all became. We had to be careful not to let our imaginations run away with us. As we went through a doorway at the end of the first stretch of tunnelling, some of us thought we saw a shadowy figure walking from left to right.
Yes,
towards the
Majimo.
bottom of the second stretch of tunnelling.
what is it?
what I saw, I'm not kidding you, it was like something moving across the bottom, like black. Moving
Yeah, as
across.
if it's going into the wall.
Well, I don't know, I just saw something moving.
Yeah, but not small, quite like...
Yeah.
How high above the ground?
Well,
I'd
not
say about that.
Here,
Yeah.
like my height.
I saw that.
So obviously it wasn't a rat.
Small. No, I'm not talking about a rat. No,
Yeah, what if there is somebody down there? Yeah, that's...
You see where Carl is now?
Right, Carl, just another doorway down here.
Yeah, but that's what I saw. It was like somebody, like Carl is there. Are we all happy to go down there?
Yeah. Single file, please.
So had we seen something or not? Were the shadows playing tricks on our eyes? And Jason was getting more and more nervous.
You're right, Jason.
Don't you dare!
The tunnel seemed to stretch on forever, and we had no idea when or where it was going to bring us out. But our curiosity had got the better of us, and we just kept going.
Look at this. That's our train. Yeah.
You're right, Jace. Right, we can't go any further, so I think we should head back now because we hit the end of the line. It was great there, wasn't it? I didn't know the train would be right at the end.
Step, Carl.
So we could go no further, and we were relieved that we could start the long walk back. But as we reached the platform, something unexpected happened.
Why is it going off? Listen.
The motion detector had been set off on the other platform.
It's still being set off.
Nobody else has been down here. Nobody else here. There'll be a rational explanation. They'll come back and say somebody knocked it.
Yeah, but then you say, well, if no one's down here, who knocked it?
And why are they still going on? You're right. Yeah.
But Stuart's there, which is good, because he knows how it works, so we can check him.
You can see there's a red beam going across. You can actually see the dust particles now, but that's not setting it off. The other way you can set that off is if an object actually breaks a beam itself, and that's why it's buzzing now like it is. Now I set this up before, and it's actually still spot on now. It is in line.
So something has set this off.
Something set it off now. What? I don't know. And everybody was so.
And we were all upstairs.
We were all in the end of the tunnel there, yeah.
We do know the beam was too high off the ground to be triggered by a rat. So had the ghost of the actress walked along the platform and caused the motion detector to go off? We will never know. I decided to have another go at getting Jason to open up about how he was feeling. It intrigued me that a parapsychologist could become increasingly fearful of a place that was supposed to be haunted. Surely he didn't really believe that we were surrounded by ghosts and subterraneans.
I can't explain it. And as I was saying to you as we were walking down the tunnels, well, in fact, no, since I knew we were coming here many months ago, I said I didn't want to go there. I just felt odd about it now. That's anecdotal, psychosomatic, psychological rubbish. But nevertheless, it is what I felt. And I can't quite quantify what's happening to me because of what you said. I've been to literally hundreds of places where I've been in very dark places, very scary places where lots of people have experienced very horrific things. and there isn't those kind of tales here, and I can't explain. I can't put into words how I feel. I just wanted my mum to be with me, which is a really stupid thing to say, but I did.
Well, I'm the replacement of your mum. Here we are, waiting for a train at 5:30 in the morning. Sue and Jason and me. Don't be scared. I know I look like a ghost. Tell me about time slip.
Well, time slips are a very controversial subject in parapsychology or any topic. And basically it's where people seem to have experiences from the past, not in the usual way of seeing an apparition or a ghost, but where they interact normally physically with the environment. Cars, transport, trees, etc., as they used to be, and it's only afterwards, when they've returned to the site that they've had an experience, not realising it was paranormal, that they find it's completely different how they remember it. When they look into the records, they'll find that it's completely changed a long time ago, and the way they experienced it is how it was in the past. And it sounds incredible, and it basically means that some sort of time travel is occurring. We link this to ghosts and spirits and parapsychology because, in some instances, apparitions have been involved with the experience, where people have met people and they've interacted with them. So it's not as if you're witnessing a recording of something. You're not sort of watching it like people describe the stone tape theory. You're interacting with the ghosts as well in the time slip. So it's almost like the whole time slip and the ghosts are in on the act and the joke's on you.
Okay, come on, are we going to be brave? The rats I'm worried about. Are we walking into the second tunnel as well? I don't know, let's just see. This one. Let's look at this.
If you've got 2 torches, can I?
Can I have the strong one and then I can go?
I just don't want to be without a torch.
We can see to the end. Oh!
I don't know if it's just... What did you see, Sue?
Is there something there at the end, chaps?
Wow.
Do you want to go
Done
a
it.
tiny bit more? No.
Just got to plug it in now. It ended.
No.
Huh.
Because
What are you
I think
doing?
it's scientifically interesting to stand here.
Thank you. Meaning you're not.
Oh, nuts. Was about to plug it in. You know, for the best.
Why? Just explain to me.
What's another thing? I'll give you dinner.
I don't feel like I felt
I got
earlier
your
on.
dinner.
I don't like being down here, and Sue is feeling the same as I did earlier on. And you just said the same thing.
So I think you've got to listen to that.
And there is some aspect of safety in numbers, but
I know,
there's
it's
only
not
3
many
us
of us.
here.
I do, and even I just think you've got to listen to that the 3 of us feel funny.
I think you have to listen
What
to
could
it.
possibly be down here that
Well,
could
you don't
harm
know.
us?
It
But
could be
what?
We don't know,
humans.
do we?
Could be humans as well.
Or
What is that?
actually,
Oh, right. That's the thing. I don't know what I'm afraid of. The unknown.
It is very scary, isn't it? Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
No.
That was a squeak.
Right. That's what I don't like as well.
You hear it again?
That'll be a rat, though.
Yeah.
Hear it again?
Yeah, I heard that.
Right, shall we?
Let's go.
Don't run off. Leave me.
It wasn't until later when we viewed the tapes that our editor Neil discovered 2 strange occurrences. One was this strange light which appeared at the top of the screen and seemed to move towards us in 3 stages.
Smashy Moo, what's the
The
matter?
second was captured at 4:30 in the morning when our producer Carl went down the same tunnel on his own. These have been described as orbs, which are said to be the first manifestation of a spirit. Could these strange events be related to the ghostly happenings of Aldwych Station?
It hasn't been the most enjoyable of investigations I've taken part in. It's not nice down here, I don't like it. I've been down here all day, there's no sunlight. Now, I've lived in London a lot of my life and I don't mind the underground, but this really has quite depressed me. I'm glad to get out of here. It's quite scary being in a place that's deadly silent, deathly silent. And I think, although I can't rationalise my fear that I felt when we were walking down the tunnels, I'm not convinced that it's paranormal or anything other than something to do with my subconscious that I don't understand. But I won't come down here again.
I feel that we've, with the help of Sam, that we've not just squashed the myth, but we've brought to the truth, to the front, what these so-called subterranean people were. People who decided to opt out in the time and come down here, fend for themselves, stay out the sunlight and what have you. And the myth, apparently according to Jason, not that I know, that these people were half animal, half human, what have you. Well, I can see the logic behind. Maybe the story will just continue on, but I like to think that Sam shed a little bit more light onto the truth.
As for Derek's story about
Smudgy, what's the matter, Papa?
out further in his psychic abilities to the subterraneans that live below London City, I find this incredibly hard to even think about. I'm, to be quite honest, not even prepared to contemplate the possibilities of what on earth he's talking about.
Well, I was quite pleased for when I first come on the investigation, when I come to this level, because I was immediately made aware of a woman's presence, and she made me feel as if I was on the stage. She took me back in thought to a stage. She was an actress, and you know, that made me feel ever so good. So I take it that the theatre was very, very, very strong, linked with these foundations here. I carefully noted Jason. He was talking about this sense of foreboding. It appeared that if we looked at Jason's clothing, especially the army coat, energies are actually part of the clothing that people wore. And, you know, this could have been the feelings that were running through the man whose coat Jason has been wearing. Was he going to die?
Normally on these investigations, both the most haunted and just in normal investigations that I carry out, I am the person who is rational, I'm the person who's telling everyone else to calm down. Yvette, on these events, is the person who's screaming and getting carried away. And we had a complete role reversal in that tunnel. I was the scared little boy, for want of a better phrase, and she was basically telling me to calm down. There was nothing to be scared of, and I thought that was very interesting. I can't quite fathom that, but I'm glad she was there.
The last 24 hours have been interesting, to say the least. Not just for me, but for every member of the crew. These deserted platforms and tunnels may not look much, but they hold many powerful memories for many people.
Seance, because we are going to do a seance tonight. This is a beautiful castle where things literally go.
Charleville Forest Castle is located in the centre of Ireland near the town of Tullamore. Charles William Bury, the first Earl of Charleville, built the castle in the 1700s over the top of an ancient Druid burial ground where people were buried alive to stop the spread of the plague. There is a labyrinth of dungeons that lie beneath the castle, though why they were used is not really clear. Many people over the years have encountered ghostly apparitions, glowing lights and noises, the sound of ghostly laughter to terrified screams. Would we experience anything similar?
This is a beautiful castle.
Yes.
But a lot of the hauntings here are supposed to be around sounds. Why do you think that is?
Well, most commonly, haunted places are haunted, if you like, by sounds rather than apparitions and smells. Sounds are the more common phenomena that are reported.
What about this a séance? Because we are going to do a séance tonight. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I wanted to reconstruct a typical Victorian séance here because we've not tried that before, as you say, as an experiment, if you like. We're going to have red light set up.
What does that do?
Well, red light, when sort of séance took off in the spiritualist heyday, which was in 1848, began in Hydesville in the USA, two sisters actually started knocking on tables and asking for responses, and things started to knock back, and that's really where séances took off from. And they used to use a red bulb for the light. Now, that was just coincidence, really, but that's what they used. And now, séances are performed with red light. And the reason that people do that now is because they say that ectoplasm, which is the sort of substance that ghosts are supposed to be made of, is only seen by a human eye in red light conditions. So we've got two red lights here that we're going to set up, and hopefully we'll be able to see some ectoplasm tonight, if such a thing exists.
And I bet you nobody will be in
Hey.
at that table.
I'll stay sitting.
Well, you would, because you're brave.
We've got one other experiment too that I'm not going to tell you about now, but it's quite an exciting one.
Yay!
I've lived here for 12 years. We came over from the States. It was a fairy tale castle that was just going to ruin. The rain was pouring in. It was just incredible. My son, when we came here, was very young. I'd say when he went missing, we were terrified because we had heard a story about a little girl falling off the stairwell. And sure enough, he was at the bottom of the stairs. And he said, "Don't worry, Mommy." He said, "A little boy and girl held my hand." And then we started to hear voices outside our rooms, mumbling, not clear. You couldn't hear clearly what they were saying, but it was evident somebody else was there. And then right above my room was the children's nursery. And I woke one morning at 3 and heard children seemingly running and shouting and screaming, and I said, "Oh God, somebody's gotten in." So I took the torch and went upstairs, and there was absolutely no one. And that happened maybe 3-4 times in a row, and then it would happen just every so often. And there was never anyone there. And then we found out it was nursery, so it would be normal. They'd be laughing. In some of the bedrooms, you'd hear a child crying. My little girl used to go and play with the little girl that fell from the stairwell. Maybe when she was about 6, she'd say, "I'm going and playing." And she wasn't the type of child that makes up friends. So I just didn't say anything, let her go and play. Then my mother is the one that saw them, actually. The kids don't remember much of their vision of them, but she was in her bedroom on winter solstice, which we didn't know at the time, and she woke and thought my stepfather was crossing the room in a red robe until she realized he was asleep, and the man with the red was as clear as you and I, with a big red greatcoat, and then the little girl who had blue ribbons in her hair. They didn't say anything, and she kept watching. And then as she was looking, there appeared, she said anywhere from 15, 17 druids. It was a large number in hooded white cowls. And they all approached her bed, right around it, formed a circle, and all went like this. Now, they weren't as clear. They were, I guess maybe they're not as strong. They all went like this to her. And then gradually all vanished. She was very surprised. She was curious as to what they wanted. You know, would they maybe speak? Could we see why they were here? Who were they? There was an ancient druid site here with the ancient forest, the oak forest, It was also a center for learning, so that could have been monks, or this was a mason house, so it could have also been masons, so we don't know which category they were. We figured the little girl was the one that fell. Then when I was reading a book, I came across this. It was a bust of Francis Johnston, who was the architect of the castle, and it was him as a young man. She stopped me. She said, "That's the man in the red." So it was Francis Johnston in red. Then several months later again, we found a book on the first Earl who had the castle built. And she was again looking over my shoulder, and she said, "That's the man in the green." And he was the first Earl, Charles William Bury, and he had the castle built. When we have a good party, people will report activity, things that have happened. A friend of Dudley's, who's a professor, very serious, the children said to him after a party, they said, "You know, Richard wouldn't close his door, he wouldn't shut his light off. What was wrong with him? He's grown up." So he came down, and I said, "Richard, what's wrong?" He said, "Well," he said, "I wouldn't mind," he said, "except there were two English gentlemen, obviously from another century, talking and drinking and having a wonderful time." He said, "But I couldn't see them." So, and then people that generally don't believe things are very surprised. Skeptics, they like to play tricks on skeptics and kind of show themselves, or you might hear a scream, or children are crying somewhere. They're not scary. They're quite friendly. I mean, I think I'd actually miss them if they were gone.
We had only been in the castle for a few hours, and already some strange things were happening to many of us.
I was just on the other side, just preparing. All of a sudden, the bag just started swinging quite dramatically like that. And at first I thought it was a cat playing with the bag, and it wasn't. It was just swinging quite happily on its own. And no one was in the kitchen. It wasn't a breeze or anything. And it was just swinging away. The cat came through the door on the other side, and all sort of morning it's been round my legs, playing and messing about. And all of a sudden it came in, lay quite close to the floor, ears back against its head, and wouldn't come into the kitchen at all. And just walked off. Sat there for about 5 minutes and just didn't look happy, just walked off.
Well, I was in the loo, as you do, and the lights were off.
And I was washing my makeup sponges by the sink, and I heard a click, turned around, thought it was a light switch, but the lights didn't come on immediately, so I thought nothing of it. Then the lights did come on.
Yeah.
I said, "Yvette, the lights have come on."
And I went, "Oh, don't be silly, Marcel, you just turned them on."
And I had, no way, hadn't.
We went to speak to Bridget, and apparently that's a normal occurrence, and they like to switch themselves on. And not only that, but the loos like to flush themselves.
I won't go in there by myself.
I will never go in the loo on my own.
Well, I find this really funny because I just went to the loo and I walked in, perhaps 5-6 seconds later, the door behind me slammed shut. It didn't click shut, it slammed shut. So I was thinking, right, okay, someone's playing a trick on me. So afterwards, I checked. There was no one in the whole area. Andrea was cooking in 2 or 3 rooms away. And I carried my movements again. I restructured my movements into the room to see if there was an air displacement causing the door to shut. There wasn't. Didn't do it. And it slammed shut.
The top floor of the castle was reserved for the children, despite the fact that it's totally empty now. People have heard when they're downstairs the dragging of furniture and also little footsteps running up and down these corridors. This staircase is the scene of one of the most tragic accidents here at the castle. A young girl called Harriet Bury was playing here. She was sliding down the banisters when she fell to her death. Now, children that come here to play have reported seeing her, and sometimes they say she even offers them a helping hand on the stairs. Below the castle, there's a maze of tunnels and dungeons. One night, the owner heard screams and cries coming from down here, and he decided to investigate. Now, armed with just a box of matches to light the way, the screams led him to the dungeon door. And once he stepped inside, the voices finally stopped. While we were waiting for our spiritualist medium, Derek Akora, to arrive, another member of our crew, Carl the producer, was finding something unexplainable going on.
Right, through here, was this door here. Now this opened and shut, it didn't slam, it was just this. I left the door open, and just when I was leaving, I heard it shut again. And I came back and it was definitely shut, but there's no one here. Opening, shutting, opening. I did it about 4 or 5 times. When I heard it shut, I came back and it was definitely shut.
Oh, weird.
Ah, Mr. Akora.
I am back.
How are
Jason.
you?
Wow.
Isn't it gorgeous?
Castle.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yes.
I suggest that we go downstairs first, because I think it'll give you a good feeling about the whole place.
Okay.
So to do that, we need to go back down the stairs.
Okay.
All right, okay.
Right.
As we headed downstairs, Derek was pulled towards the dungeons, and the feelings he was picking up were not good ones.
The residual energy. It's like as if I want to cry out, I want mercy, I want mercy, I want mercy. And mercy has not been given. A lot of people crammed. You see, I'm getting soldiers in the residual. And people who are cruel, very, very, very cruel. There's a lot of deaths that have occurred here. Not just incarceration. Cruelty.
Do you mean actually here in this chamber?
Taken from this chamber, but some deaths also here. Just dragged out, just like a piece of meat. Oh! And also dismemberment as well.
Oh, God.
Dismemberment, because I'm getting the stench of that as well coming in. This is not, this is a, as much as it can be, a hell state of torment here. A hell state of torment. This can never ever be eradicated, be taken from here.
Why?
Because the build-up and the length of time of the cruelties
It's just too much.
is too much. This would reach right the way through this castle to the highest point. I feel that the screams of the wretchedness echo from these levels quite often.
Come with me into another chamber.
Another thing, can I say?
It was interesting that screams have been heard by the residents, but who or what was responsible for these noises?
It's got very strong conditions here. The name O'Reilly. Right. And he was a nasty, cruel, beastly sort of a man. He was a wretched soul. He must have been in jail. Children here as well. There were children here. Why so? Why is there a priest here? Something to do with a priest.
What sort of priest?
I feel he was a person of the cloth. Has he? Did he have a chapel? Okay, in this castle here there's a chapel. A chapel somewhere. And it's hidden. Who? Say it again. Did he know about this? It was under his rule? Give me his name, Sam. Say it again, please. Is he active in the castle? He is. Okay. He either knew or he didn't know. He knew. Okay. Charles Moore. Charles Moore.
And he's the priest?
No. Who's Charles Moore? He's the Earl. The Earl. He knew of the doings here.
Who are the children?
They belong to the servant woman. The servant women. The servant women. Something to do with the servant women. The children.
And they were kept prisoner in here?
I believe they were incarcerated for some reason. Were they incarcerated, Sam, or were they used? They used to come here. Now, can I just say the children used to come in? I don't know if they used the children, I don't know what the use for children were, but I don't know whether when these souls who were locked away were fed, children were...
Yeah.
As servants.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't understand. Were the children incarcerated? They were used
Right.
to bring in food stuff for these wretched souls.
Come on out of here.
With cold walls and dark, shadowy corners, tales of prisoners and tormented souls, Derek was finding the atmosphere in the dungeons disturbing and disorientating. But he was determined to continue, and we moved deeper into the labyrinth of cells.
Lots of souls. This is a chamber of death here. This area needs blessing. Absolutely.
They died in here, then, when you
Yes.
say chamber of death.
Yes.
And are the souls still here?
Oh, very much so. A lot of them.
Can you see them?
They're keeping out of view.
Yeah.
And I feel it's this O'Reilly. O'Reilly, he's trying to block my view of actually linking with these souls that are in a wretched state. Not just a blessing, it needs to be cleansed. Oh, look at this. There's a very, very strong negative force here. A very strong negative force.
Can we go through?
We can. If there's any kind of touch, please, we must come out.
Okay.
Okay? You're going to be okay, right? You just come with me, okay? Come on, Jason will be with us. He's here. Oh. You stand back. How dare you? You stand back. You can't harm us. You stand back, sir. Right, hold on.
Right, that was just a reaction.
Come on, hold on. He's nasty. He hit me with a... I don't know what it was. Crossed the... Boom, to me like that.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm okay, honestly.
Who's him? Is it the jailer, the person you were talking about
Yes,
before? Is
it's
that what
him,
you mean?
O'Reilly.
Right.
You know what this soul did? So many times. He come when people were actually alive and living, and he cut them, and he dismembered them. Some of them alive. He took limbs from them, screaming.
Oh,
Do you mean for pleasure?
Yeah.
Do you want to go in the middle?
What a negative force you are.
We're behind you, Derek.
Okay, that's all right. You step back. You do not harm me. There he goes, he's stepping back there.
Yeah, step back, whoever you are. I've got a big torch.
You nasty, evil soul. This is him. This is his place.
Why is he connected to here?
I feel he moved. Oh yes, okay. Thank you, Sam. He would have moved bodies, things when he hit and cut and dragged them through here, absolutely empty, and just pile them up with some of them on top of each other. Spiritual light can never ever come into this essence, ever. I suppose you could call it, in that term, I can't even give the word because the way I'm feeling about it. It's just taking me back so much.
Is he gone from here now?
Can I say to you, Yvette, listen, on our arrival,
Huh?
I saw on Castle along the lanes these shacks, yeah, and I saw a few people that looked very, very, very draggled and very, very poor and what have you, and a lot of those souls from out there were brought here.
Why were they brought here?
I don't know, Jason. I keep on asking why. A lot of them found themselves in these, what can you call them?
Right, I am going to call it, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I will be live later on, so I'll see you guys then. Take care, everybody. Bye.